Polkadot to 10x from here? Well, I just found some really interesting information. We're going to talk about that. Before we dive in, my name's Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the BitLab Academy stream. And if you gain anything at all from this video or any of my other videos, I'd love it if you'd hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and ding the bell. Let's dive into it. First things first, what am I seeing here? I see the words rebuild TikTok will leverage Polkadot. What does this mean? This absolutely with more, I'm talking exponentially more than 10x Polkadot, but is this really the case? Let's talk about it. Let's see what this article is saying. Polkadot eyes 10x surge with Web3 take on TikTok industry support. Well, zooming down here, we see Polkadot aims to import TikTok's experience into the Web3 ecosystem. So this doesn't, to me, doesn't look like they're just replacing TikTok. It looks like they're trying to build something that is similar to TikTok within the Web3 ecosystem. Now, this is important because we see with everything going on with social media, with all the data leaks, even with what we just saw with Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, Meta, and WhatsApp with the leaking of data, what we saw with Cambridge Analytica and Facebook several years ago, it's becoming more and more necessary for us to ask what's happening with the data, with our activity online. So when I see something like this is ultimately very bullish for me, even if it doesn't immediately drive price up. It's going to be interesting to track this, and this is wonderful that we're looking at starting to build social media in a meaningful way in the Web3 ecosystem. In addition to that, there's another little blurb in here that caught my eye. The founder of Global Accelerator has shared their intention to launch the first Web3 Founder Academy. It will be done in association with Polkadot. So we're seeing some really strong partnerships. We're seeing some really good things beyond all the .2.0 upgrades that improve scalability and, implement core time and make it more attractive for developers and have community-driven focus so they have more participation in voting. And there's so much going on. But then we come back over here and we see these types of partnerships. And it's not just that. We also are starting to build a little legacy here in Polkadot. Polkadot's first block was produced 4 years ago today. And this tweet was from about 3 or 4 days ago. And since then, 820 million DOT stake, 25 million DOT granted by the Treasury. This is to help, stimulate and grow those developers and give them capital to really build within the ecosystem. 790,000 XCM messages sent, 904 open government proposals. This is incredible, community driven to drive what's going on and adjust the ecosystem to the needs requested by the community, and also 50 Polkadot parachains. But let's go even further. They have sponsorships and partnerships outside of Web3 and blockchain. We see Polkadot Chevrolet in the Indy 500. Look at this on the stage wearing the Polkadot branding on their driver fire suits. This is the type of things I want to see. I want to see brands being hit from all different sides so people can really draw an awareness, not just in the crypto ecosystem, but as Bitcoin spot ETFs. And now the Ethereum spot ETFs push crypto more and more in the forefront and access and awareness of the mainstream public. We want to make sure that they're also getting eyes on these other brands, these other ecosystems within crypto. And I think Polkadot's absolutely going to be a dominant force coming in here into the future. But is it already? Well, looking right here on the digitalcoinprice.com, this is a crypto commits. How much developer activity is happening? Not only they're talking about .2.0, but are they living up to their word? Well, right here we can see ICP's in the lead. Bravo to them. Remember, there's tens of thousands of crypto projects out there. But then we see 9 Chronicles. I'm going to have to look at them. This is one of the ways you can draw information in to figure out where you need to be, having some focus within this ecosystem. But then number 3 right here, Polkadot. And then right after that, number 4, Kusama, which is a parachain on Polkadot. So number 3 and 4, with huge amount of developer activity, not just news articles about .2.0. Here's the proof in the pudding. They are working on really building out their ecosystem, and it's lovely to see that Polkadot and Kusama are number 3 and 4 on this list. So what is Kusama? Let's talk about that for a second. Kusama is a sandbox environment for Polkadot where developers have more flexibility to ideate their projects on a platform that mimics Polkadot's major designs. Okay, that's interesting. Let's give me a little more. Polkadot is a more enterprise focused than Kusama Network. However, Kusama allows developers to experiment more and launch projects faster than Polkadot. So They have supporting ecosystems very similar to each other so that they can build things effectively and do it in a meaningful way in basically the same type of structure and ecosystem, so that then when they do want to build something out on Polkadot, they've already sort of incubated and seen how this is going to work, probably built a community around it. This is the type of thing I like to see when I'm talking about a project I want to invest in, not something that's just on an island over by itself. Now, when we're trying to look into what type of projects, what parachains, what ecosystems are within Polkadot, we can come here to parachains.info. That's parachins.info. And we can, this is both Kusama and Polkadot. I mean, just look at this. You could just see there's so much activity that's being built. Now, you could separate this out to Kusama or just Polkadot, but just all in all, there's just so much being built into this ecosystem. Now, at the beginning, we talked about a potential 10x from a lot of this development, some of these partnerships and all these driving this ecosystem forward. But let's look at the chart and talk about some key levels we need to be paying attention to. I know I did a price action video a few weeks ago, but I wanted to just break it down, look at the macro. This is a 2-week chart for DOT on Binance. Now, the most important levels I'm watching here on a very, very basic TA is this low here where we also had chop in this zone. We also found support there. And then we can also see where these levels had support. We had some support here, bounced off, and we also have a rejection. So this tells me this is an important level too. And we can see now that we have 3 key levels on the way up. And even if we went just to the first level, that's a 57, 60% move. If we move up to the next level, that would take us 150%. And then, of course, the level above that is upward in the 330%. This doesn't even account for taking out the previous all-time high. There's so much room to grow in this ecosystem. There's so much room for the price to go up. And when you wonder, can it go up? Well, we go back to this data we're talking about. Is there development? Are there partnerships? Are there community aligned things that are driving an ecosystem forward? And we've talked about it a lot in that DOT 2.0 the upgrade ecosystem video that we did a couple weeks ago. But looking just at the price, even if you didn't know those things, we have some key levels on the way up. We see this huge downtrend, rounding bottom, and then a little bit of a handle here. It looks like a cup and handle. Well, this is how you would measure that. You take the measurement from the neckline down to the deepest part of the cup. You measure this out of this breakout zone, and you can do it from the breakout of the handle and also from just the neckline. But let's be conservative here. This, from this zone right where this breakout would take us right through these 2 levels, but somewhere here in the $25 range, which looks almost roughly around where this previous range high was. The point being is there's so much room for this asset to go to the upside. And if you're wondering if it can, is there development? Is there a community? Is there ecosystem really aiming towards that end? Are they trying to improve what's happening? And do we have a flood of people that are coming with this growing wave of adoption from the Bitcoin spot ETFs, the promotions from BlackRock and Fidelity and Coinbase and Kraken and Crypto.com? And we're seeing so much movement towards awareness around the blockchain crypto industry. So you ask yourself, within the blockchain crypto ecosystem, what projects are really taking a stab at really trying to build out their ecosystem so it has the most utility, so it can be interoperable, which is exactly what Polkadot's doing. And again, when we come back to this chart, there's so much room to the upside. So what would be a 10x from here? Well, what's 10 times 7.3? That'd be $73. Let's go ahead and see where that 10x would be. It'd be right up about right here. This would be the 10x. Right in here. So let's go ahead and put a mark there, option J, and we can actually put a box there. We can keep this on the chart to just keep a look at it. And now I'm just going to do a Fibonacci from the top here, option F if you're on Mac or Alt F if you're on PC, then click on it and look at that. I cannot make this up. I'm doing this literally live with you because I thought, you know what? Let's see. And you always want to do this. If you have a target in mind, is there confluence? Are there other types of data tools that measure that can also agree with that level. And look at this zone. This zone is perfectly right at the 1.618, which is a regular level, especially in crypto, for price action to break out past previous high and at least visit this. Now, if you ask me, I think price is going to go well beyond this 1.618, but let's look to that $70. Let's look to that $80 Polkadot, but the time is right now. Do not get chopped out because this is not going to go straight up. This will very likely, even with all these developments and everything, we have to understand the context of the world. The price action will come up and reject, come up, find support, come up, reject, maybe travel a little sideways, break out, reject, go really high. You know, it's the market's going to do everything it can to chop you out. Look for these lows on these retracements, because remember, all bullish price action goes rise, retrace, continuation. We're looking for those. And when we come back to all the different data we talked about with the partnerships and the developments and everything that they're doing, I'm a bull on Polkadot. Are you? And if you haven't bought yet, when are you going to buy? I'm not telling you to buy. I'm asking you to look at all the data. And if it fits within your strategy and you have your own risk management strategy in mind, if the data tells you to buy, look at the data. To me, I already rotated quite a bit of my Cardano into Polkadot because I believe in this ecosystem. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. I'll be back with more updates on this as more developments come. And with that, adios, muchachos. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, and I'll see you in the next video.